The road is very bad. Barracks now, like a lot of people from my two here to Badagry roundabout is the worst road.
Hello and welcome to the African Transportation Convos. This is your host, Jonas Ayi. In the news editions of the African Transportation Convos, we are going to be reviewing transportation and trade activities across the continent. Trade and transport always go hand in hand, and as the saying goes, transport is a derived demand. It depends on trade, it depends on economic activities and social activities. The reason why I connect transportation with the African Continental Free Trade Area whenever I make my presentations. In subsequent episodes, I will bring in you weekly news on transport and trade activities related to AfCFTA. But in this maiden edition, we're looking at a whole month of transportation news and news related to the African Continental Free Trade Area. In 10 days, specifically on the 1st of January, history will be made as we inch towards the start of the biggest trading bloc in the world, the African Continental Free Trade Area. AfCFTA would cover a population of 1.3 billion people in potentially 54 African countries with a combined GDP of about $3.5 trillion. So far, 34 countries have ratified the convention, with about 20 or 21 more to go. At the end of this presentation or the news items, I would show you what the AfCFTA Secretariat is doing to bring inclusiveness to the people of Africa, that everyone can be involved in this grand initiative and to claim the benefits thereof. I begin the news items with the 13th session of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, which was held on the 5th of December. The meeting showed how the heads of state of the various countries are poised to make this initiative work. Incidentally, on the same day, Nigeria deposited its ratification instrument at the AfCFTA Secretariat in Ghana, bringing on board the most populous country in Africa. Now, talking about Nigeria leads us into what is actually happening on the ground in relation to the ease of movement of people and goods. The Lagos Highway is part of the Trans-African Highway number 7 that connects Lagos to Dakar, passing through Benin, Togo, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Gambia, all the way to Senegal.
West African Coastal Highway begins here in Lagos, Nigeria. From here, it leads to the semi-border post, which is the gateway to major African cities like Cotonou, Lomé, Accra, and Abidjan. Various corridors of the highway form key priority projects for governments of the West African region. The Lagos-Abidjan corridor of the road is projected to connect 5 countries and serve over 40 million people.
Now let's see the state of the Lagos Highway as reported by Smart Nation TV.
Hotels of Abuja does not match with the situation on the ground in Lagos. The road is getting worse with ditches, potholes, and unmotorable portions, leading to long traffic jams, loss of man hours, and road hazards. Drivers and road users can only count their losses.
The road is very bad. Barracks now, like a lot of people from my two here to Badagry roundabout is the worst road in this world.
This road is bad. For this my two to roundabout is bad well. It affect because before if you na road today, you go like 2 trips. Now na 1 trip.
I'm coming from Badagry. I'm living at Badagry. I left my house around 2 o'clock in the midnight. I get here by 6:30 this morning.
Now, there's a discussion to be had on road construction and maintenance on the continent. As I take you around most of the highways around the continent, one thing you would realize is the funding arrangement for these roads. Although the project is a brainchild of the African Union, the funding of these roads are left to the individual countries to fund. And with the usual inadequate funding of infrastructure on the continent, what it means is that many countries rely on the African Development Bank, the World Bank, and other donor agencies like JICA from Japan or the Chinese, and so on and so forth. Now that begs the question, if you are taking loans to construct these roads, what would happen to maintenance after the roads are constructed? Where will the money come from? While many uncompleted portions of the Trans-African Highway are being constructed, the question remains as to how these roads would be maintained. In many countries, different types of roads are constructed by different levels of government. It could either be the federal government or the local government. But in all cases, funding for maintenance is very limited. So, I ask you a question, you can put your response in the comment section. What do you think is the most appropriate way of funding these roads, including maintenance of the roads? The latest showed commitment towards free trade in Africa was demonstrated by Kenya and Ethiopia a couple of weeks ago when the two presidents commissioned the Moyele Joint Border Post. It's a one-stop shop for all customs, immigration, and border procedures between the two countries. This is very commendable. Indeed, building an edifice like this is easy. Building a road is easy when money is available. The most important issues that need to be tackled would be for border officials, customs officials, immigration, public health, and other agencies like the Standards Authority to ensure that trade is not impeded. Now, notice the gates. This shows the actual barriers that separates the two countries, and I hope that these gates would go away once trade starts. The importance of these posts cannot be underestimated, and you could see earlier the list of towns through which the road passes. We'll show you later what is happening on the ground in some of these small towns along the road, how economic activity is improving because of the roads that have been constructed. So these towns like Mega, Iyabelo, and so on would be beneficiaries of this road, not because they are engaged in trans-border trade, but just because the road passes through their towns. An impressive ceremony it is. All we hope is that the actual trading, the actual relations would be better.
I would like to appreciate for the warm and brotherly welcome accorded to us. I was so excited to see my own people who can speak my language from the other side. And it is a great joy for me to witness that we are one people, one family, into two countries with artificial border. This artificial border, in my opinion, will be dismantled with the new infrastructure. This new infrastructure will bring the two families, which is living in two countries, to come together and to tap untapped potential and lots of opportunity on business, economy, and so many other social aspects, including tourism. So this is one of the key milestones for the two people to exchange experiences, investment, trade, and tourism. I hope this will continue to our neighbors, to integrate the whole East Africa as one family. As my brother was telling us about our friendship, my message for him today is, just like the infrastructure, we should work on peace and security of this area. Because peace is a foundation for everything we are aspiring to transform the life of our people. If we could eliminate Al-Shabaab and OLA from this region, you can see how these people can be transformed into one family, one country, one people with great joy and cooperation.
What we want, brothers and sisters, is to see a deepening of the integration between our two countries. And you, the people who live on this border, the people of Kenya here in Moyale, the people of Ethiopia here in Moyale, have a central role to play to strengthen that relationship, that partnership. As Governor has said, we want to see Moyale becoming the Dubai of this whole region. Watu wawe wanakuja hapa Moyale, vijana wa Kenya wapate kazi, vijana wa Ethiopia wapate kazi, na watu wanakuja kununua vyombo vyao hapa na kuzipeleke katika nchi zingine. Hiyo ndio mwanzo wa uhusiano mwema. That is the beginning of true partnership, true cooperation. And we must also work together, because we cannot establish an economic victory if we are consistently also going to be having security challenges. So we must work together as two neighbors to deal with those elements who live in and amongst us and who threaten the peace and the stability of both Kenya and Ethiopia. Lazima tufanye kazi pamoja, tuwaondoe kati yetu, na ndio tuweze kuhakikisha ya kwamba tumelete utajiri na kuinua na kubadilisha maisha ya wananchi wa Moyale na wa Kenya mzima. Au ni namna gani? Si ni namna hiyo? Tumekubaliana. Kwa hivyo mimi ni kusema tu how happy we are today to welcome you, my brother. From here we are going to Lamu, from Lamu we are going to Mombasa, and all of these is just to continue to strengthen the partnership between our two countries, to increase the volume of trade between our two countries, to increase the level of investment between our two countries, and to tighten even further the bonds of friendship between our two people.
So there you are. Notice the posture and sentiments of the two leaders. There's not supposed to be a border between them. They speak the same language, and so the borders are meaningless now, and we hope they'll be meaningless indeed. Next, what is the role of ICT in promoting the AfCFTA agenda? Wamkele Mene is the Secretary General of the AfCFTA Secretariat in Accra, Ghana. He enumerates to us the actions that the Secretariat is taking in incorporating digital platforms in enabling businesses to undertake trade across Africa. Let's hear him.
We are exploring various digital-enabled platforms that are aimed at enhancing market access and trade connectivity of small-medium enterprises to new markets across the African continent. We shall collaborate with the African Union Commission to leverage the African Continental Free Trade Area to accelerate the implementation of the Digital Transformation Strategy for Africa in order to transform production systems, promote.
Here it is, digitalization will play a great role in ensuring that AfCFTA is a success. It is not easy traveling around the continent of Africa. It's not easy moving goods around the continent of Africa. It's not easy paying or transferring funds around the continent. It's not easy even communicating with others in other parts of the continent. So digitalization is very key in ensuring the success of the AfCFTA initiative. We expect payment platforms, fintechs, also to secure these platforms so that people have confidence in the payment systems. We expect improvement in communication infrastructure so that individuals and businesses can communicate across the continent. The Secretariat has led the way in introducing the AfCFTA app and AfCFTA link, which we'll talk about at the end of this presentation. Finally, we end this news review with a small business opportunity in Ghana, where cannabis has been decriminalized by the government of Ghana. So Ghana joins countries like South Africa, Lesotho, Zambia, Malawi, and Zimbabwe in decriminalizing the medicinal use of cannabis.
Think of all the jobs it creates just by planting these seeds and allowing them to grow into crops that produce so many things for Ghanaians. And it also opens the door. We now have the ability to do free trade throughout Africa. And I'm working with so many investors from the United States who are interested in how can I invest in Africa. There are many black people in the US, UK, and other places who want to invest in Africa, and this is an opportunity to open the door to some even small investment groups that can participate in meaningful ways to help create better lives for all of us around the world.
For a small business coming up like the Indian hemp industry, you can also take advantage of the AfCFTA initiative by considering what I show you in the next item. What I would like to show you lastly is the AfCFTA app page where you can get your AfCFTA number. So if you're a small business, a nascent one like the Indian hemp from Ghana, then what you need to do is to visit the AfCFTA app, AfCFTA.app, and then you can benefit from several features. Number one, you join the AfCFTA Business Registry for free by registering for a unique number for yourself or business. Secondly, you make business and professional contacts across Africa through this app and link. It helps you simplify due diligence by using the trusted identity profiling feature in the AfCFTA app. Next, you can explore the integrated trade directory for the whole continent. It also offers you convenience to connect to the upcoming Africa Trade Observatory through the private sector dashboard. Next, you can try out the digital token system, add more power to your cross-border payments program, and simplify your credit guarantees no matter how small or large your transaction. You can also access, generate, and submit digital paperwork to government agencies, streamline your transactions, obtain AfCFTA benefits such as low or zero duties. Now, you can also sell goods and services to more customers across more countries by gathering intelligence and participating in marketplaces. Lastly, you can build a community of like-minded people and encourage a diverse audience at the same time through debating and conversation models while assessing critical knowledge on how to make AfCFTA your own personal success story. So there you are. Visit the AfCFTA app site and connect to the AfCFTA link, and then make sure that your profile is on this platform to ensure that you are successful as a business in Africa. Lastly, before I end it, critically explore all the issues that we have discussed and put your comments in the comment section. Let us keep the conversation going. One, the issue about financing and maintenance of roads in Africa. Then you can also comment on how we can bring down the in Africa. Building a road is easy if money is available, but the non-tariff issues related to immigration, customs officers, and other border agencies, as well as security agencies within countries that harass and extort money from traders, travelers, as well as delays, social wickedness on the part of some people, are the big issues to tackle. So keep your comments coming. Let's keep the conversation going. We'll meet next time in the next episode. Thanks for listening. Subscribe, share, and tell us your experiences in your countries.